Hey guys, this is UBR Tech, back again with another video. Today's video is going to be how to clean a Sig P365 magazine. So you don't have to do this quite often. You'll have to do this depending on how much you shoot your gun. So if you shoot, like, let's say a couple times a week, you might have to do this maybe every 3 to 6 months. If you shoot maybe a few times a month or a few times every 2 months, then you could do this anywhere between 6 and 12 months. Mileage may vary. Also, another thing to keep in mind is depending on the type of ammo, some ammo is a little bit dirtier than others, and that might change, you know, how often you have to do this as well. These three are slightly different. So there's the flat part right here that has no pinky extension, 10 rounder, another 10 rounder with the pinky extension, and here's the 12 rounder with the larger pinky extension. They all pretty much break down the same. This one's just slightly different. I'll go through, I'll show you how to break down one of these, not both, because again, it's pretty much the same. And then I'll show you how to do this one. So what we're gonna do is disassemble and clean and oil. Let's put these two aside. I'll show you how to do this one. What you're gonna need is some type of stick, or if you bought like a cleaning kit, these things, these like pick things come in your cleaning kit. I prefer to use this one because it works. Also, you'll need a paper towel that doesn't leave lint behind, or a rag that doesn't leave lint behind, and some type of CLP. Again, I don't get sponsored by CLP, so you could use whatever you want. As long as it helps break down the residue and oil your spring, that's all I really care about. So use whatever you want. Okay, so this is the bottom of your magazine. There's this little tiny button here. You're gonna take this part and you're gonna push this down. I like to kind of face the front of the magazine like this, going that way. So I push this down and you compress it so you can feel like there's a spring in there. So what you'll do is you'll push down and take your thumb and place it on the back of this bottom piece, this bottom plate, and then you're gonna push forward with your thumb like this. So now you keep your thumb there, because once you remove this, if you were just to remove your thumb, there's a good chance that this spring, because it's under tension, is gonna fly out. So you very gently let go, and you just take this part, which is the top part, and push this down, and then there you go, spring comes out. Okay, now depending on how dirty your magazine is, you may have to take this the top part off and the bottom plate off. This is not that dirty, so I don't have to do that. If you do have to do that, there's these two lips, one right here. See that little lip? So that kind of catches it from coming off, and then there's one on this side. If you need to do that, all you have to do is pretty much just kind of go over it like that and take it off. Now, just remember when you're putting it back that the round part goes onto this part right here, okay? Not this part. This part goes to the rear of this plate, okay? So again, I'm gonna put this back on because mine is not that dirty. And then the same as with the bottom plate. What you're gonna do is, there's a lip here, as you can see, right there, and a lip here. And all you're gonna do is take it off. Now, this is a little bit different when you put it back on. Just like the other one, this was the front, but on the bottom, this is the rear. So to put it back on, all you have to do is make sure that the rear of this plate goes on this part right here. And all you do is just slide this back in, make sure that it's on both sides like that, and just make sure that the spring is on both of these little lips like that. Now it's on. So again, because this one wasn't really that dirty, I don't have to take those pieces off and clean them. What you'll do is you'll take your paper towel or your rag and you'll just wipe down the entire spring, just like this. And once you're done doing all that, then again, you could tell it's really not dirty. I don't really use this one. This is the one without the pinky extension, so I really don't use that. Now what you'll do is you'll take the brake free and you'll put a little bit of oil like that. A little bit goes a long way. That's probably actually a little too much. And you'll just coat, you'll rub the spring like this, and it basically puts a nice little coating of oil on the spring. And that is it. So the only thing you'll do differently is if, let's say this is really corroded and there's a ton of residue on here, the only thing you'll do differently is before wiping it off, you could put some brake free on here or some type of oil that breaks off like the residue, and just like do a coating like this all, you know, through each layer and let it sit for a few minutes, then come back and then wipe it down with your rag or your paper towel. And then once you're done, put a nice thin coating like I just did here, and you're done. Once you've done putting the light coating of oil on your spring, you'll take the casing and you'll take your rag or paper towel and you'll just put it inside the casing like this. You could take the piece of wood or this, doesn't matter, as long as you can put you can get this paper towel in there and just move it around and just go up and down like that, and that should get some of the dirt out of there. Again, you don't have to go crazy. Most of the times this isn't going to be that dirty, so you don't have to go that crazy. And just make sure that there's no leftover pieces of rag or paper towel in there. And then when you're done, you could wipe off the bottom part, the bottom plate. Most likely this won't be that dirty. Okay, and then once you're done that, we could put everything back together. So what we'll do is we'll take the spring and the casing first. We'll take the round part over here and make sure it's inserted where the round part is on the casing, just like this. Okay, just like that. So the flat part in the back is on the flat part of the back of the casing, and just put it in there. You can see the top part of the spring is poking out already, and then all you have to do is start to compress the spring into the casing. You can see the bottom plate. This is the right position because the round part matches up with the round, flat matches up with flat. And what I normally do is I make sure that the round part is facing forward while I can keep my thumb or my pointer finger compressing the spring even further down like that. Take the bottom part, the bottom plate, you're gonna get that piece right here where there's like a little lip. Okay, you're gonna get that part and this part. So you're gonna make sure that those two pieces slide underneath here, right? This part right here and the other side, okay? So compress the spring all the way down, take the backing, make sure that it's down, go underneath, like I said. Okay, just slide this back, everything pops into place. Make sure that this compresses fine, no issues. So now that you get everything put back together, what I like to do is I like to take some snap caps and I like to put them into the magazine. And the reason why I use snap caps is because I'm going to put this magazine into the gun and I'm going to do a function test to make sure everything cycles fine. And just using snap caps is a lot more safer. There's less chances of accidents. You can never be too safe. I err on the side of cautious. You know, be safe when you're handling any type of weapons like this. So what I do is I take the handgun, there's no magazine here. It is clear. You can see it's clear. There's nothing in there. So then I insert this into the gun, and then I could cycle it. There you go. Once you've done that function test with your handgun and everything works fine, then you know that everything's put back together properly. So now let me show you how to do the 12-rounder magazine. It's just slightly different. So instead of this entire piece right here sliding off of the casing of the magazine, it's going to be just slightly different. Just this part in here, okay, is going to slide off. All right, so we'll take our little tool here and we'll push this in like that, and we'll slide this piece over just like that. Again, keeping your thumb down on the spring. So as you could see, this plastic piece slides off. Put that down, and then take off the bottom part like this, okay? Again, always keeping your thumb or your finger onto the spring so it doesn't fly out. And then same thing, take this out, and there you go. That is it. Same situation, you'll do the same exact thing that you did with the other magazine, is put a nice little coating on this, and once you're done wiping everything down and it has a coating of oil in here, put everything back the way you took it out, which is the round part, which is right here, and match it up to this part of the casing, the round part, and slide it back in. Okay, and once you get the spring in, at this point, you're sort of going to do the same thing that we did with the other magazine, but it's going to be just a little bit different. This piece right here has two lips, just like the other one did, but it just looks a little different. Here's the one lip, and here's the other lip. They are going to go under the same areas, okay? The same exact area as the other magazine, which is here and here. It's going to slide underneath it, just like this. See how it goes underneath? That slides all the way forward. So it's going to do the same thing. The only difference is we're going to have to put this cap over, and then once we get the cap over it, then we'll have to push and slide this underneath, which I'll show you. So flat part right here matches up with the flat part back here. Looks like this. And so this is the rear of the magazine, rear of the grip. And then you're going to slide this down like that. And then you're going to push it down. It's not going to click into place. It's just you're going to push it down, and you're going to feel that it's up against the casing of the magazine. At this point, you want to push your finger down. I have to use my pointer finger, pushing that down. And then you're going to take this piece right here, and you're going to slide it underneath. I know this is going to be really, see right here, this is a perfect view. This part right here, all right, you're going to slide this piece, which is like the lip of it right here, underneath that. And this one will go underneath on the other side right here. So it goes underneath. So I'm pushing down like this, and I'm pushing this in, and then there you go. I feel it, feel like friction, and then I know I'm underneath it, and I slide this forward, and then that piece pops up, and then we're good to go, and it does not come out. Same thing, go through putting snap caps in there, do the function test with your handgun, and you should be good to go. All right, guys, that was how to disassemble and clean your Sig P365 magazines. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. If you thought this video was useful, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.